Everybody falls. That part nobody debates. Life hits, plans collapse, people disappoint you, and you disappoint yourself. Doors close before you even get a chance to knock. The fall isn't the question. The question is what you do after the ground meets you. Whether you stay down long enough that staying down becomes the habit. Whether you start to build an identity around what knocked you over instead of around the fact that you got back up. Fall 7 times and stand up 8. I'm Chief. Welcome to Chief Logic. The quotes. We're on quote 4. This one is a Japanese proverb. Nobody owns it, nobody gets the credit. It came from a culture that understands something about resilience that most modern thinking still hasn't caught up to. 7 falls, 8 rises. The math is simple. The practice is one of the hardest things a person can do. Most people read this as motivation, a pump-up line, something you put on a shirt or tape to your bathroom mirror when you're going through it. That's not what this is. This proverb isn't telling you falling is okay. It's telling you falling is inevitable, and that the only variable you actually control is whether you get back up. Notice what it doesn't say. It doesn't say fall 7 times and figure out how to never fall again. It doesn't say fall 7 times and find someone to blame for it. It doesn't say fall 7 times and spend 6 months processing why it happened before you move. It says stand up 8. The instruction is in the rising, not the falling. The wisdom isn't about preventing the hard thing. It's about refusing to let the hard thing have the final word on who you are. Here's what most people actually do after a fall. They get back up eventually, but they get back up defeated, more careful, more protected. They stop swinging as hard because they don't want to hit the ground again. And they call that wisdom. It isn't wisdom. It's fear wearing wisdom's clothes. Getting back up isn't enough on its own. You have to get back up with the same intention you had before the fall, or even more. Every setback that teaches you to want less, risk less, and expect less doesn't just knock you down, it permanently changes your outlook. Don't let a hard season rewrite the goals you're reaching for. Think about a man who loses his job. Not a layoff he saw coming, a sudden one, the kind that rearranges your whole sense of who you are because you tie your identity to what you did for a living. First week, he's in shock. Second week, he's embarrassed. Third week, he starts applying but sends half-hearted versions of himself out into the world because somewhere inside, he's already decided the fall says something permanent about his value. 6 months later, he's still down. Opportunities came and went. He stayed on the ground and caught it waiting for the right moment. Now picture a different man. Same situation, same sudden loss. He takes a week, feels what he needs to feel, doesn't run from it. Then he gets up, not with all the answers, not with a perfect plan, but upright, moving, refusing to let the fall write the rest of the story. Same setback, 2 completely different outcomes. The difference wasn't luck or circumstance. It was a decision to stand up while it felt too early to. There's a version of grief that's necessary. Sit in it, feel it, don't skip it. But there's another version that becomes a permanent address where the setback stops being something that happened to you and starts being who you are. You are not your worst season. You are not the job you lost, the relationship that ended, the business that didn't make it. Those things happen. They're part of the story. They are not the whole story, unless you stop writing and let them be the ending. Keep writing and keep living. Here's the part that changes the way you read this proverb. Most people think resilience is about how fast you recover, how quickly you bounce back, how little the fall shows on the outside. That's not what this is about. The proverb doesn't say fall 7 times and stand up immediately. It doesn't put a clock on the rising. What it's pointing at is simpler and harder than speed. It's about direction. Are you still moving upward? That's the only question. Not how fast, not how perfect, not how impressive the comeback looks to the people who watched you fall. Just, are you still in it? Are you still pointing towards the life you said you wanted before the ground came up to meet you? The man who gets up slowly but keeps getting up will always outlast the man who rebounds fast but stops reaching as high. Your comeback doesn't have to be witnessed. It doesn't have to be a story you tell at a conference or a post that goes viral about how you turned it all around. Some of the most powerful rises happen in private. In the decision witnessed in the morning you got up when you had every reason to stay down. In the application you sent when rejection was still fresh. In the conversation you had with yourself and chose to believe you weren't finished. That counts. That's the 8th rise. Nobody has to see it for it to be real. You've got something you've been down about. A fall that's staying with you longer than you want to admit. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't hurt. It does. That's not weakness, that's honesty. But separate the pain from the posture. You can feel the weight of what happened and still be standing. Those two things aren't opposites. The proverb doesn't ask you to be unbothered. It asks you to be upright and stand tall. Find the one thing you can do today that moves you even slightly forward. Not the whole recovery, one step, one call, one decision, one moment where you choose the 8th rise over staying on the ground. That's where your strength lives. Not in never falling, in what you do after you land. 7 falls, 8 rises. The math is always in your favor, as long as you're still moving. Every person you've ever respected for their strength, you're not seeing the falls, you're seeing what they did after the fall. That's what strength actually is. Not the absence of hard seasons, the refusal to let hard seasons have the final say. Fall if you have to, and you will. Stand up every time. That's the quote. Nobody knows who first said it, but somebody lived it enough times to pass it down through various and numerous generations. Fall 7 times and stand up 8. The final thought for quote 4 is this. Your strength is proven in your comeback, not in the fall, in the rise. You can see the book right behind me, Chief Logic, 50 Quotes for a Life of Purpose and Power. It's on Amazon and Kindle. Quotes, final thoughts, and journal prompts. Link is in the description. If this one touched something in you, subscribe. New quote breakdowns every Monday, new codes every Wednesday. And if you're new here, welcome. This is what Chief Logic is. Real talk, no BS. Wisdom you can actually use. Here's your journal prompt for quote 4. What's a setback you can rise from right now? Don't answer it in your head. Write it down. Then take one step toward the 8. Think on that. Stay sharp. Stay grounded.